Hey, everyone. Welcome to the May 21st edition of Speaker Co-working, sponsored by SpeakerHub. I am Ron Story. I am the head of membership at SpeakerHub. Um, Usually I'm joined here by Angela, our head of customer support and customer success, but she is actually traveling here for a team meeting we're having here in Columbia. So she'll be with us probably in about 5 hours, but she's on the road today, so she won't be here. This is our normal daily call. Usually there's about 20 to 30 speakers that hop on a daily basis to get questions answered about their speaking business, how they can get booked, how they can get um, paid more by selling their own products and services from the stage, and things of that sort. Also, it's Q&A. I usually take 15 to 20 minutes to teach something throughout the day, but most of it is about celebrating your wins and helping you to get booked more. So we always start off with wins or introductions, but let's just do introductions first because we have two people that have never been here before. So Donley, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us what you speak about, where you're calling in from, and yeah.
Absolutely. First and foremost, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you happen to be. My name is Donley Ferguson. I am out of Atlanta, Georgia. I am the CEO of City to Inspire, and I am considered the purpose connector. What I do is teach people who are stuck in the nostalgia of the past or either enamored with the visions of the future, and I show them how to operate in their businesses and in their lives and what I like to call the now, through organizational structure. I help them to retain employees, reduce costs, and make sure that they make purpose a part of their business lives.
That's incredible, man. You practiced that before. I've heard you. I think you said that a few times, man. That didn't seem like your first time running through that.
No, sir.
How long have you been doing fractional work?
I've been doing this for about 3 years, but I have been actually living it for 30 years plus in the hotel industry and decided to parlay that into consulting and speaking.
That's smart. That's super duper smart. Well, hey, man, you're in the right place. Our whole thing is we work with entrepreneurs who want to use their voice to grow their business. Unless you want to dance on TikTok, we don't do the TikTok dancing.
No, I seen that video. No, now I may speak, but I'm not. No dancing.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, we're gonna bring up Jordan. Jordan may know a touchdown dance or two. He can teach us to do on TikTok to make ourselves look funny. Jordan, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you talk about?
Yeah, I tried that TikTok thing, but my 16-year-old thought I wasn't as cool anymore, so she stopped dancing with me. Uh, I'm Jordan Babineau, hanging out here in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle to be more exact. My background is in sports, as Ron alluded. 10 years of professional football, mostly with the Seahawks. I have since transitioned into entrepreneur, business owner, speaker, and author. I published my first book, Pivot to Win, in 2021 and speak on change, adaptability, and resilience mindset. Also help business owners uh, operationalize their business through a 6-step platform and 2x their revenue. Nice to meet you, everyone.
That's cool, man. Cool. I appreciate you joining us. Donley, you're at home. You're welcome here any day. This is what we do. So let me let a few more people in that are trickling in. Y'all got to bear with me today. AJ ain't here to man the door, so I got to be security and MC. So I may delegate this to somebody else in here that can help me out. Valencia or AJ or Yvette. Somebody else may have to co-host this thing. But it's good to see everybody. So any wins? AJ, good to see you back, man. I know AJ has been acting like a lumberjack for the last 2 weeks, cutting down trees and building fences for his mom. Any wins from anyone over the last, any wins for this week?
I'd like to share that this past week, after many opportunities and many speaking engagements, had a really great event in Chattanooga, Tennessee with Vincent Phipps called Thrive Chattanooga. I was able to take the stage with 11 other people. The event was phenomenal. And my goal is to make sure that I take that same momentum and start to apply it and make sure that I can carry on from that, because that feeling and that ability to share was that feeling when you know this is where you're supposed to be. And I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with everybody. It was absolutely outstanding, and I don't want it to end, and neither did the crowd.
That's incredible, dude. That adrenaline rush of being on stage it's addictive, right? There's a great book called it's called Memoirs of a Shimp or something like that. I can't think of it, but it's the guy who managed like all of he started the celebrity chef business, right? You know, like with Emeril Lagasse and stuff like that. But he also managed a bunch of musicians. And he said, look, I can make you famous. The problem with me making you famous is that it's probably the most addictive drug and you might die from it. And unfortunately, like all of his music artists died, and it drove him to get out of the music business and get into the celebrity chef business, because they didn't have to go on the road and live the on the road lifestyle. Man, dude, let me see. What is this? The guy who invented celebrity chefs. Let me see. And it's on Netflix. I'm gonna tell you the name of it. No, the celebrity chef industry. See if Emeril Lagasse, I think that's his name. Emeril. I think that's his name. But yeah, Emeril. I'll find it. I'll tell you. But this guy, he was like, it's called the Minch or something. I can't think. Minch. I think that's the word. Is Minch a word? Yes, Shep Gordon. Super Minch. Go watch this movie. This is wild, dude. This dude right here. I'm gonna tell y'all to go watch this. Super Minch. Right? He managed a lot of crazy people. Like, let me share this. I want you all to see this. But go watch this thing here. And it's the feeling that she's talking about, that Donnelly was talking about. Let me see.
I drove into Los Angeles, and there was a Hollywood Landmark Hotel. A girl called me over and said she was Janis Joplin. She introduced me to Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix said, "Are you Jewish?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You should be a manager." I said, "Great, no problem. Who should I manage?" Alice Cooper.
The word mensch and Shep are synonymous.
He is a protector. He keeps the wolf from the door.
If somebody asked me who invented the celebrity chef, Shep Gordon.
I've spent my life making people famous.
Shep is the quintessential manager. He wrote the book, and everybody else is reading from it.
The three most important things a manager does: get the money, to always remember to get the money, never forget to always remember to get the money.
Let's invent something new that nobody's ever seen before, and let's stick with it.
We tried to do as many outrageous things as we could. Let's do shows for women only. Everybody went wild.
No matter what this was, he would navigate us through this rough passage.
I was so over my head. There's nothing about fame that I've ever seen that's healthy. The ones who rose to the top got hurt the worst. I felt the stress of LA, the culture of what you are, not who you are. I had spent my life living other people's lives, and I wanted to see what my life was. I never really developed a family. Growing up, I never had a friend over. I'm more than making up for it.
Shep Gordon is the nicest person I've ever met, hands down.
What's really important for me is to do compassionate business, what I call using coupons, paying someone back, doing something for you that they didn't have to do. There aren't winners and losers. There's only winners, and the journey began.
He is the nexus for everybody that means anything. They all end up in Maui in Shep's kitchen.
Loving everything. It's never about what you want.
He tells the best stories.
I have told Shep things I haven't told anybody else. Not even my wife.
That dude is wild, dude. One of my favorite documentaries. Check that out. Like, but he talks about that rush that you get when you get on stage. And he's like, hey, look, I can give you this every night. And people are like, yeah, I want to be famous. He's like, they all died. Jimi Hendrix, all of the folks. I'm like, holy smokes. And he talked about how it stressed him out and he got into the cooking business. Right. And it all started at his house. He just invited a couple of chefs over to his house and started having these dinners at their house. And he was like, look, I think I could do this with these guys and they don't have to go on the road. And that's how Emeril Lagasse and all of the celebrity chefs came about. But check that out. Super Minch. Best documentary I've ever seen. Right. But that means a lot to me because there's another guy who was the same version, but he created like he created the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I can't think of his name, but he has a documentary also. And but there's two guys that did this, but he was the black guy and there was the white guy that did it. Incredible, incredible, incredible guys. But any other wins? We got more people here. I got distracted there when Donnelly was talking about his fame of being on stage and the feeling. Any other wins for anyone else? Sayron, AJ, Evelyn, Cardis, Jadika, any other wins? Willie, good to see you again. Oh, well, if there are no other wins, let's go and any questions about SpeakerHub that you want answered? Donnelly, I know this is your first day with us. I don't know if you want me to walk you through our basics of the speaker flywheel. Jordan, I don't know if you have any onboarding questions. And then we can take 5 to 10 minutes to do that. And then I'm going to cover my topic for the day starting at 11:30.
I'm putting myself in your hands. I've actually gone through all the materials. I've gone to the previous work, but I'm in your hands. So if I come in here and you'd like to do whatever you do, I am here to receive it. So feel free to whatever you're led to do, sir. I'm here to receive it.
Sounds good. Jordan, any questions from your side? I know, Jordan became a lifetime member last week. So high five to Jordan Babineau for joining us as a lifetime member at SpeakerHub. Also, Jordan will be sharing his story at the Pro Speaker Summit. He's one of our speakers for the Pro Speaker Summit. And dude, we did our pre-call on Monday. Yeah, I don't think y'all ready for what he's about to talk about. Like his journey of discovery and the hard work. Dude, wait till you hear the interview that we put together. If it's anything like the discovery call, it's gonna blow your socks away. Has an incredible story. Any other questions?
Ron, I'll jump on and share my small win. What's an almost small win? What's up, Willie Blue? Good to see you, young man. Here's my almost small win. So I'm doing this co-authorship book with Les Brown, and I have to submit my chapter by the 28th. So I'm about 90% done. I'm just in like the final copy editing stage, but look out for that soon. And this fall, I'll be taking the stage with the great Hall of Fame Les Brown.
Yeah, Les is incredible. If you haven't seen Les's talk and interview with me from last year's Pro Speaker Summit in October, go and check that out. You can check that out on prospeakersummit.com. It should take you there, and you should be able to see the Les Brown talk that we did. We also interviewed Kim Coles and 35 other speakers. Pro Speaker Summit. We did 35 other speakers. Ross Bernstein, who does about 130 gigs a year. Ruby Newell-Linkner, who is the president of the Global Speakers Association, not just the national one in the US, but the body that's over them. She was the president of that. Matthew Pollard was the Selling Power Speaker of the Year for sales speakers. Brian Olds runs a community of about 25,000 speakers at the Black Speakers Network. I mean, I can go down. Sayron, who's on our call every day, shared her talk on how to find your hidden gem and discover your hidden gem when you're working in corporate, but you feel like there's something else. There's Les Brown, Robert Kennedy. I mean, this was a killer lineup. But we have another one. We have another one that's coming up very soon. and it is called Promoter. So this is the Promoter Speaker Summit that is, didn't come up. Go back. What is it? Let me log in and I'll show you. We have the new one coming up very soon. Hey Summit. I think it's called Promoter. Or they may have changed the name. Here it is. Here, Promoter Summit. Yep. And go to View Event. And here's the new landing page for the Promoter Summit. And we're leading with how do you create a product? You got to sell your products, right? 89% of speakers have a product or service. We're going to debut for the first time our new e-commerce platform that will, some of you all have already seen previews of it, but it'll allow you to preview and sell your products and services. John Diggs, attorney Nicole Shelton, Odell Bazell, one of my clients for the last 5 years. He has coached a lot of folks. We got some great, Frank Kitchen, he's the head of the CSP, which is the Certified Speaking Professional Board with NSA. We got killers. And then this little knucklehead, he's the worst. This is the worst speaker up here. Ron Story, he's the worst of everybody. But yet, he still gets to speak. We got the schedule up. Everything is here. We got a few more people we got to add, like Jordan, we got to get his photo, and one other speaker. But this summit is going to be bananas because we're going to show you all for the first time, how do you make money even when you're not on the stage, right? So even when you're not on the stage, how do you still get paid, right? Any questions about the Pro Speaker Summit, how to attend, how to submit for a future speaking opportunity? Okay, cool.
How do you get
I
to
want to get to
attend?
my topic go ahead.
How do you get to
Well,
attend? You just sign up for it somehow the way?
Yeah, we'll send you a link actually, so that you'll be able to sign up. I'm just gonna put the link. It's called Product Promoter. I'm gonna put the link in the chat and then you all can go ahead and be the first registrants. How about that? So you all can go ahead and register now for the summit. You put in your email address, it's really simple, and you're ready to go. Jadika, what's up?
Ron, I have a testimony to share with you on the presentation when you were talking about how people buy. I was attending an event, which was it was a networking affair. And when I was talking about what I do based on my framework, it was showing people weren't interested in what my topic was. It was about me and what I was doing. So I wanted to give you a heads up in terms of I witnessed the exact about people buying you and not the product, and in terms of how you represent it. And that's based on the framework that you shared that's on my site that I am now using.
It's super duper important. What Jadika is referring to is the order of which people buy. They buy you first. If they don't like you, they don't care about what you're selling, right? So they buy you first. The next thing they buy is your results, right? So if they like you, they want to see that you've done the thing. And then the next thing that they buy is the process. What most people try to lead with is their process, but the process don't have results, and the results aren't attached to a person that can be held accountable. So what we teach is, hey, get your stuff right. Make sure you're living what you're teaching so you can show your own results first, and then show that you've duplicated those results with somebody else. It's okay if I know how to make chocolate chip cookies. Can I teach Jadika how to make chocolate chip cookies that taste just like mine? Because if I can do that, now I know I can manufacture these things. But if I'm putting a pinch of salt and a little bit of this, well, that ain't a measurement. I can't repeat a little bit of this and a pinch of that. I need to know a tablespoon, a half a cup, 3/4 cups, 18 stirs for 15 minutes. I need to know the exact recipe. But a lot of times we don't have that recipe because we haven't practiced it enough or documented our own frameworks. So they buy Donley first. And then they say, Donnelly, you done this for anybody else? Yeah, he did it for Willie Blue. He did it for Jordan. He did it for Kevin. Did they say it or he said it? No, they said it. This is Willie on video saying Donnelly knows what he's talking about. This is Kevin on video saying Donnelly knows what he's talking about. This is Valencia saying it worked. Now they're buying the results, right? Now, after that, they're saying, okay, this process has gotten all these results. I'm in. We usually try to say, well, I got a great book and the book is this. Yeah, but they don't believe you. So they're going to buy the book because they don't want to be you, right? And I'll tell you something that a guy told me, so I have to clean up the words, but you all will get it. He said, in order to build a personal brand, you have to be who men want to be. And you got to, this is just what he told me. I didn't make this up. He said, you got to be who men want to be and who women want to be with. And I said, holy crap. He said, but it works the other way. For the women, you got to be who other women want to be and who men may find attractive in some way. You got to have this attractive character that people admire you or they want to roll with you. They want to be on your team. They want to be led by you. Now, again, if you're in the YouTube comments, you mad that I use that example, leave. This is how we talk over here. We talk about stuff that people get. We understand what it means to be admired by men. Right? Yo, dude, man, you really got your stuff together. Joe, you played the NFL. That's great. Yo, man, you're on the basketball team. Yo, you're a Golden Gloves boxer. Those are admirable characters. Courage, honesty, and integrity are admirable character traits. Does that make sense? In the same way, it's admirable on both sides. They just see them different ways. Right? So, Janika, high freaking five. Again, we live this. This ain't new to us. This true to us. I live it. Y'all bought me. Janika bought me before she saw our product. Some of y'all are here because y'all bought the results. Y'all heard SpeakerHub has this, SpeakerHub has that. This person used it. Yeah, you bought the results. Some people don't come to the call and they buy the process. So you're in the right place. I just wanted to teach that because I know some people would have been wondering, well, what is she using? They buy you, your results, and then your process. You get that out of order, it's all bad. Yvette, what's up?
No, seriously, I appreciate that. And I wanted to welcome Jordan and Donnelly. I've already reached out to y'all on LinkedIn, but I wanted to share also that you weren't on yesterday, but all of the SpeakerHub comments that came through when I spoke at the airport event last week in Miami. Each of them gave, glowing remarks. And so the fact that I can take that now and put that on my platform has just been amazing. And I've been able to speak with about 4 different airlines, 3 local, 2 out of country. So one's actually in Colombia. So
Avianca? Which one? Avianca?
What's the other one?
There's Avianca, JetSmart.
I think it may be JetSmart.
Yep. Okay.
Coming through one of your airports soon to make sure.
Come on down. We got you.
Care of people with reduced mobility. So lots of really great results. And I had not used something as sophisticated as the SpeakerHub QR code, but I even have pictures of that last slide where I said, hey, it's a 1 question feedback, and you can put in some comments, but pictures of everyone in the back, from the back of the room, just lifting up their phone and taking pictures of that QR code and responding. And probably 90% of the people in the room responded. So, and I'm still on hold to speak with probably most of them. And like you said, they bought me being on the stage and being very direct, being there in a wheelchair and being, contagious. My only problem with that, Ron, is, when do we switch from them buying you? Because I definitely bought you when I saw you, speaking with, what is her name? You mentioned her. I think she might have spoken. Not Kim Fields, the other one.
Yeah, Kim Fields. Kim Coles.
Kim Coles, yes. And that's when I came back to SpeakerHub because I'd been using it before without results. But when do you make that shift? Because if they're buying you and you never really shift them over to a product or a process, then you're overwhelmed and unable to duplicate yourself. And I do want to transition some of the people that I'm working with to a process.
Yep, I got you. We're gonna cover that today. I'm gonna throw my thing in the trash. We're gonna cover that topic because we're already going down this path. Throw my thing away. I'm gonna go with where this is leading us. Let me go to Lawrence. We're gonna come back to that because that is really, really, really important. All right.
So
Lawrence, what's up?
So something that's been very helpful for me when you mentioned people buying you and then they want to see your results has been when I'm pitching the podcast and associations, they get on the call with me and they're like, well, we can see that you're doing really great. Show us some results because we don't have time to sit down and watch a 30-minute speech, or we're not scrolling through TikTok. We want to see, can you show us some testimonials? So throughout the last months of hearing you mention this, I've been getting testimonials from people at my events. I've been getting QR codes. That way I can just show them, oh, this person said this, this person said this. They said, here's exactly how I helped them, the before and the after. And by having results ready to go that they can easily digest, it's been leading to more bookings. It's been leading to so many more opportunities. So thank you for mentioning that.
Oh, dude, like high freaking five, right? 1 second. Right. Yeah, no, high five, dude. Keep going. Keep freaking going. Yvette, can you share that photo? I want that photo. I want to see that photo with the people with their things up. So one of the great things about people buying you, then they buy your results, then they buy your frameworks or your IP, is that making that transition happens naturally, right? So here's the thing that you have to remember. How many of you all feel like, I'm gonna ask you, and you can tell me the truth. How many of you all feel like you're just a customer of SpeakerHub? How many of y'all would feel comfortable if I said, hey, y'all should come over for dinner? You see the difference? Because that's how I met y'all. I didn't have the SpeakerHub brand where I was untouchable. At the beginning, you bought me. So you get me. The people who get you first, they get you the best for life. Now, the person, our number 18,000 customer that bought through the website, never came to a call, doesn't know my personality, ain't buying into me. They're like, yeah, I got a SpeakerHub account. I ain't never talked to nobody. It ain't because we ain't reached out to you, it's because you didn't respond. Right? But that buying me thing or buying you starts the relationship so that the person asks, I heard you talk about that. Can you help me with this? That's the transition into them buying your results because they will ask you for help on a particular thing. The difference is that most new speakers or new business owners, they buy into this fake arrogance of, I can't be talking to everybody. I don't meet with my clients. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to do that. I ain't got time for that. And I'm like, but you're poor. You making no money. You ain't got time for meetings. I'm not joking. Like, they're like, well, no, I ain't doing no sales meeting for a $20 product. So you got 100% close rate on your $1,000 product? Because you're doing sales meetings for free if everybody don't buy.
Right.
AJ and I, AJ lives in Colombia. We were like, yo, man, let's just go over to a different city, kind of get away from Medellin. We kind of, he lives here. So I'm like, yo, let's just go to Cali. And I don't know if he has it, if he's even close to his computer. But while we were in Cali, you know how you know your friends and you hang out with them, but you ain't with them all day. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we went to lunch or he came by and we watched the game, but he ain't with me all day, right? Well, at this time, for 3 days, he was with me all day, right? I mean, literally, we're in the same apartment. We ain't never slept in the same apartment, nothing. right? Which is my guy. He come over, watch the game, do whatever. But this day, we rented an apartment, an Airbnb. And let me see if I can find this. I'm going to show you something because this is the difference. And Yvette, you asked an amazing question because this is the difference. And I haven't met anybody, and I learned from, I'm just copying what I experienced, right? So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it's what's built SpeakerHub. Does that make sense? So let me see if I can share this with you. So here's a post from, and this is just me leading by example. This isn't bragging. This is leading by example, right? So this is February 2024. We didn't own SpeakerHub at the time. We were still running as PitchDB and PR Pitches, right? And he posted the thing. He says 1:58 in the morning as I'm writing this, and I realized that didn't work, right? Ron owns a software company, PitchDB. He invited me to travel on this little mini retreat getaway thing. And let's see. He says he's been legit working since 8 a.m. I've seen him do 10 scheduled meetings, 5 emergency meetings, 8 sales calls, and 9 support calls. And he took a support call at 1:05 in the morning. Why? Because the person who sent me the message paid me. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do this, but I got to build this reputation that if I send SpeakerHub a message, somebody going to reply to me. If I got a problem, they getting on a call with me. Why? Because these are my first followers. These are the first people that trust me. I don't want to build a sales funnel. We don't teach that. You'll never hear funnels over here. Even though we own some domains around funnels, we don't talk about funnels. I'm going to show you what we talk about. We talk about megaphones. It starts one-to-one. That one-to-one conversation turns that person into another person who's going to tell somebody else. So I don't want a sales funnel where a bunch of people come in and a lot of them hate me and a few of them love me. I want a few people that love me that tell other people they should love me too. That's what the symbolism of this is. It's the sales megaphone. I want to give Jadika such great service that she refers somebody else without any shame. And I don't have to give her 40% commission. So I'm not paying her to refer me. She's referring because, number one, she cares about the person she's referring, but she is willing to put her name on the line by mentioning mine. Does that make sense? So that's the original buy-in. You got to live it. You got to say, look, these are my first people. If I don't have any clients right now, these first 10, I'm going to make sure that they tell everybody that I am the best at the thing that I do. Now, does that mean I got to go hang out with them and do it? No, you ain't got to do none of that. You just got to be who you are and treat them as if they were your first customers. All of us have been on dates before. The best person we ever treated the best was the first date we ever went on. We opened up doors. We bought everything with our $32. We paid for the movies, the popcorn. We went home with no money. We was happy in the 10th grade. Oh, man. Best date I ever been on. Now, I done been on 1,000 dates. I don't even care. I don't even care. Like, where we going? What, we going out? I got to spend some money to talk to you? Can we just go get coffee and I can decide if I like you in the first 5 minutes? And then I got 5 other people coming behind you anyway. Like, I do speed dating. I would set up 6 dates and just have them all come every 15 minutes, right? But that's just me. Everybody shouldn't do that. But that was my life, right? But why do I say that? So does that make sense, Yvette? That the first part, that transition comes naturally by you just being available to serve. They will ask you, how can you help me with this?
I think
Can
I'm
you help me?
a
Go ahead.
relationship builder, right? I'm really good at building relationship, maintaining them. I think the call to action, switching over to offering a business, closing the deal is where I have the greatest weakness.
Yep. So here's what you do. What's your superpower, Yvette?
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah, you're the superpower. So don't send a call to action to a website if you the superpower. You're the product. Get a meeting. Get a meeting. Now, here's the thing. Let me show you something. Let me show you how much I believe in this. Right? I know this guy named Ron Story Jr. He got this webpage, right? And it never works because Carlos needs to put the www in the DNS, right? So we got all our company stuff here. Can you click on there to buy from there? If they found my webpage, they don't care nothing about these. They just want to know I own some stuff. They can see the podcast I've been on. The only call to action that works is get on my calendar. Why? Because I'm the best product. They buying me. And I can get them to download something else, but I got Speaker Insight in my page that tells me who they are anyway, even if they don't set a meeting. So I still get to see who they are, who's visiting my page. But if I'm the best product, I'm getting on that call. Right? Jordan became a lifetime member last week, but I met with Jordan in February, right? And in February, I said, dude, I think he was doing the pitch competition with NSA. I said, whatever you need, man, just get in, hop in, use it, come back. We'll be here. Try it out. You got any questions ever? We will be here. 2 months later, I see a thing on my thing. Hey, man, I think I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. But I spent an hour and a half with him the first day. We had 15-minute schedule. We on there all day, just talking, just catching up, understanding where is he trying to go. Here's a pro hack. Limit your meetings on your calendar to 15 minutes. Set them for 15 minutes, put a 15-minute gap. If it's a terrible meeting, bail. The 15 minutes is your exit door. You get to get out of there. If it's a good meeting, use the extra 15 minutes to go into the next one. You see what I mean? So you have this accordion meeting schedule, right? So on this thing where AJ said, and I'm going back to our page that we were on, 1 second. I think, say around is, hold on, I can't. I am screwing this up. I think I'm in Figma, which I shouldn't be in Figma. All right, let me see if I'm sharing. Here it is here. I'm sharing all the wrong pages. Edge, where you at? Okay, right? So what AJ said is I saw him do 10 scheduled meetings, but 5 emergency meetings. So in that 15-minute gap, I just plug in and I start calling people. Right? That's when I fill in. If it's a bad meeting that ended after 10 minutes, I got 20 minutes in the middle. So I'm gonna plug those gaps with support calls, sales calls, or whatever I can catch up with somebody on, somebody I need to follow up with. All of that happened in the same day. So this is just a little bit of schedule management, how we waste a lot of time waiting for the next meeting or on sales calls where people should have shut up and hung up. Right? Like either you shut up or I'm gonna hang up. One of the two gonna happen, right? But sometimes you just got to get out the call if it ain't the right person. Build a relationship, but they know if they want to work with you or not. And just like, I don't think this is the right person. I'm okay with that because I can't help everybody. Now, let me give you a pro tip on selling yourself. Do you believe that you can help everybody on earth? Do you believe everybody on earth wants your help? No. Do you believe if your product don't fit that they're going to lie to you and tell you that it's a fit and still give you money? No. So why don't we do the same thing to them? If they ain't a fit, just tell them they ain't a fit and let them go on about their day. But we still hold on to them and, I don't know if I want. No, hey, man, I don't think we're a good fit over here. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks. Go try out our competitors and come back. The price, I know. The price, it is high for someone like you. But our other clients say we don't charge enough. Right? So go try out all of our competitors and then you'll see why we charge what we charge. Right? You got to be willing to let them go. It's like fishing. Right? You throw the fish, you catch them, you take a picture with them, put them back in the water. Sometimes you ain't taking them home and frying them. You're going to set them back out in the water. He don't meet regulations. Like the wildlife people got regulations. A bass got to be a certain weight and size before you can take it. If you ever been fishing, you know they got them rules in Colorado. You can't take the fish unless it's a certain size or you lose your fishing license. Same thing. The customer ain't qualified. Put them back in the water. Let them get a little fatter. Let them get a little more frustrated, and then they'll come back. Especially if you're the only source of truth. Because you know what they're gonna hear about? What they're gonna do? They're gonna say, man, Ron was straight up with me. He wasn't trying to oversell me. He was honest. I would hang out with this dude, right? He's straight up. He's a bit abrasive, but I can deal with it. My bad, Miguel. I'm gonna have you give me 5 minutes to wrap this up. I want you to show what you've been working on. We're gonna preview something. We're gonna stop the recording and preview something that is game changing that Miguel has built over the last week. So give me 5 minutes, Miguel. Sorry I didn't think you were gonna hop in so quick. Miguel is one of our top developers, but give me 5 minutes, please. So that in that conversation, we got to be willing to let them go and get better. So then when they come back to us, they can look at our, hey, I like the guy. I trust him. Dad, he do have all these daggone results. All these people lied? No, let me tell you what you want. Your first testimonials have to be video. They can't just be words because people lie with just the word testimonials. You're not going to get somebody. I don't think I can pay Kevin enough money to get him to go and lie for me for 3 minutes about how good SpeakerHub is. His integrity ain't worth what I can pay him. Now, if I offered him $8 billion, he may take it, but I got like $8. He ain't gonna lie for $8, right? You see what I mean? So your first testimonials need to be video so that people hear the person that they may know, like, and trust or find similarities in talking about the results that you got. Not you saying, I had this person or I know this person and my cousin is this. Who cares? Put your cousin on the phone. Put your mama on the phone, right? You do something wrong. Hey, put your mama on the phone. I ain't got time to talk to you, kid. Let me talk to your mama. All right, that's a Harlem Night reference. If y'all ever seen Harlem Nights, you know, if you ain't ever seen Harlem Nights, go watch Harlem Nights, right? But that's the gist, right? The gist of it is they're buying you first, and then they're buying your results. So you need those video testimonials. Got it? Once you have enough of them, then they just say, look, this dude's too busy to meet with me. I just got to sign up, and they gave me a money back guarantee or something, right? So any questions about that? Because I think we've nailed that. I want to spend the next 10 minutes showing you all, without the recording, the future of SpeakerHub. We talk about e-commerce, but this is coming at the summit also. Nobody has seen it. We've hinted about it. You've seen us demo it. Curtis talked about it the other day. We're going to show it to you, right? We showed you the front side. We're going to show you the back side. Any other questions about buying your results, and buying your IP? Does this make sense? I can't check the chat, so y'all got to talk to me because Angie ain't here to look at the chat. So the question is, how do we select the speakers for the Pro Speaker Summit? So there was a very simple criteria that we used. Let me see if I can, let me close all my secret windows that I don't want y'all to see. And we're going to go to the Pro Speaker Summit thing, right? So the great thing about me being the owner of SpeakerHub is that speakers come to me all the time, and I know a lot of them, and I meet with them, and I ask them, hey, what's your story? What's the unique thing? Where have you spoken before? And I go through all of these different interviews with people. In March and April, I interviewed over 600 people, right? So some of these folks were people that I've worked with in the past. Like, I know Frank Kitchen. I know exactly what he's done. He's come on this call. Everybody respects Frank as a speaker. Mm-hmm. But he also uses speaking to sell his coaching, right? When it came down to John, I knew what John was doing. I knew how important it was. I knew the impact it had on me. John, you should teach this. We made that decision live on this call about a month ago. Odell, I've worked with Odell. I know who Odell is trained. I know that he actually did 52 webinars every week. He did a webinar every week for a year and reported how it worked. So he built a business around speaking and producing his own events. So I know he's lived it. Everybody on here are people that I know live it. So that was the first criteria, that I know you, because I'm putting my name on you. I'm putting you in front of 86,000 people on our email list, 58,000 people in our LinkedIn group, and our 64,000 customers. So I don't play about that. So I need to make sure you know your stuff. But the main criteria was that you had to at least make $100,000 in 1 year selling a product or service. Reggie, very interesting. Reggie has barbecue sauce in 500 stores. Every time he goes and speaks, he sells barbecue sauce at his table. He got books and stuff like that, but he sells out of barbecue sauce and potato chips. Because when he gets up there to speak, what he talk about? How he went from prison to starting this barbecue sauce brand in the middle of COVID. Well, everybody like, man, you've been talking about this sauce and how many, and where is that? Over at the table. Boom. He sells $4,000 worth of sauce. You see what I mean? So I wanted people that I knew had done it. If you have any objections to anybody that's on the list and you're like, hey, that person's a fraud, let me know. But as far as I know all these folks, and they all have done it. But let me know privately. Don't put that in the group. But everybody here, I verified that they had done what they've done. Right? Now, Aurora is really important. Aurora was one of the first products sold on SpeakerHub 5 years ago. And I didn't even know it. I discovered it by mistake. When we bought the company, I was going through it and I'm like, wait a minute, what is Aurora doing on here with a product? Why is Aurora selling her course in SpeakerHub? Who did this? I click on it and I call her because I know her. Like, yo, you know you got a course on SpeakerHub? She was like, oh yeah, I did that 5 years ago. I'm like, I had no idea. She was like, how you know? You about to buy it? I said, no, I bought the company because she didn't know I owned SpeakerHub. And I'm like, yo, let me make sure we don't owe you any commissions or anything because I don't even know where this thing goes. So it was only right for our first course salesperson to come back 5 years later to talk about the new course platform. I'm loyal, my people. Ask Kevin. Ask AJ. Hey, look, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Look, if you showed me any type of loyalty when we were terrible, I got you forever. Right? But that's how we chose the speakers. These are people that I personally know. I've spent hours with them on calls, asking about what they're doing, learning about them. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't because they were SpeakerHub customers. Some of them are, some of them are not. But it's people that I vouch for. That answer your question, Yvette?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, Ron, what is that? We got an email saying that if you are available to speak in November, what is that from?
Yep. So that's for an email that we're sending out to our event planners, right? So here's what you're going to see. Once you get your profile in the new SpeakerHub and everything, and Miguel gets the bugs done here, who you think we're going to demo it on? You think we're going to put some fake data in there? No. Y'all, Lifetime folks, going to put your data in the daggone thing, and we're going to send that out, and they're going to evaluate your stuff. That makes sense. We got 10,000 event planners. They're going to see our Lifetime users, which one of them match for their upcoming events. We want them to demo it on real speakers. Why do we do that? Why do we say November? Because when do conferences book? I say, Ron, 2 quarters, right? November, December. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Got it? So y'all gonna put y'all stuff in there. They're gonna evaluate y'all. That's gonna be the demo. Y'all gonna be the only ones that have it for the first couple months until we get all the bugs worked out. But we're gonna demo it with them and get their feedback and what they like about it, what they don't like. But they got real speakers that they may want to choose from. Does that make sense? Cool. Any other questions? This is exciting times, guys. I'm telling you. We 15 minutes into overtime. I forgot to announce it. because Ange ain't here. I'll be messing up everything. Evelyn, good to see you. Evelyn's one of our original PitchDB customers from years ago. Good to see her back involved in the mix on her iPhone. But exciting times at SpeakerHub. You're in the right place. If you ever had any doubts, my job is to remove all doubt. I may be wrong, but I ain't in doubt. I promise you. I may be wrong, but I'm not in doubt. I'm going forward. I will correct along the way, but I believe. Any other questions before we head off for the day? Maria, good to see you. Maria got some cool stuff she's working on. I can't wait to show you all. We got a lot of dope stuff. The new
I think
storefront.
the thing that I'm taking away, Ron, is correct along the way. I come every day, or I watch the recordings for the nugget. I pull out a nugget every day. I'm always enriched. So I'm thanking you and I'm singing your praises. But today, that's mine. Corrected along the way. Stop trying to perfect it and getting stuck in the pause of perfection. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Our best example is the iPhone. This is the iPhone 13. It wasn't perfect, so they came out with the 14. That wasn't perfect, so they came out with the 15. That wasn't perfect, so they came out with the 16. I got an email from them the other day saying they showing the 17 in June at WWDC, and it'll be ready in September. It ain't ever perfect because technology changes. We change, we mature, we get better. If you're worried about launching your course or your product, understand that it's okay to make a version 2. It's okay to make a version 3. But most of the time, version 1 works. People were getting booked with PitchDB and SpeakerHub before we had all these extra features.
Yep. I was with the original SpeakerHub way back in the day.
That's it. So he was with the original SpeakerHub, the original PitchDB.
It was PitchDB back then. And I just want to tell you, I still believe that this program is the key to me becoming my family's second millionaire. My daughter already beat me. She's the first millionaire. I want to be the second. So I'm using you, Ron, for that.
Hey, man, look, I accept the challenge. You know, like I always say, I can't give you the desire, but I can give you the methods. Right? I can't put the desire in you. I can put the opportunity in front of you, but the desire has to be internal. And it sounds like you already got a great example of your daughter, right? You know, learn from her. I'm telling you, learn from her. She right there is genetic, man. You already got the evidence. Lawrence, what's going on?
Well, I just want to chime in on how not only has SpeakerHub been helping me so much, but the software is helping with the pitching. The calls is where I'm actually getting the most value. Because you'll say something and it makes me immediately make a tiny shift in my email or the heading or the presentation of how I get onto the calls, and the results are just skyrocketing for me.
Man, I'm glad I could be a great example. Again, I ain't an inspirational speaker or a motivational speaker. I'm a perspirational speaker. Get your ass to work. That's all I know how to tell people to do. I don't know nothing else. You do the work. It's amazing what happens when you just send the emails and you get rejected a little bit. Every once in a while, somebody say yes. You know, if you got kids, that's how you got kids. You dealt with a lot of rejection before you had kids, right? That's how it works. Any other questions or comments before they kick me off of YouTube for the stuff I be saying? But it's me. I want y'all to ever be surprised if you ever hang out with me. Like, I can't believe he talk like that. Oh, this is the PG version.
Ron, I want to say thank you for all that you do and the fact that each and every one of us on this call, one of the great things I can say about being in SpeakerHub is the camaraderie and the motivation that you give to all of us to be our best selves. For me, what's most important in everything that I've ever done is being able to be around a group of people that inspire me to take action. I'm out of the theory. I don't want any more theory. I want application. And whenever you talk to us, you give us application that's usable, easy to understand, and we're able to do it. So I say thank you for that.
I appreciate it. That means a lot. I only teach what I've lived. That's something that we built this company around. We will not teach something we have not lived. I got a phone book full of people that have different experiences. I would rather borrow their truth than tell you a lie. So we don't teach anything we don't live. I don't know mind mapping, so I went and got John. I ain't never been to the Super Bowl, so I went and got Jordan. Right? I ain't never done that. So I go get the people that can fill in the blanks. I've never coached multi-billion-dollar investment fund managers. So I went and got Salvatore to come talk about that. I ain't got a barbecue sauce in 500 stores. Everybody don't want to just sell digital products. So we brought a physical product person to remove all doubt. He's using speaking to build a barbecue brand. He's in every food. Dude, wait till you see this interview. It's bananas. This fool is a cowboy riding bulls. Like, we got photos of it. It's bananas. He's a bull rider at 52 years old. I said, you're an idiot. There's no way in the world at 52 I would get on the back of a bull. And he got this video of him flying through the air. I said, boy, you out your mind. You're going to break your back trying to sell another box of sauce. He said, hey, man, I'm committed. Nobody complains when Red Bull does it. That's what he told me. He said, nobody complains when Red Bull does it. It's like, ain't nobody ever seen a black cowboy most of the time. Right? But these are the people. Be you. And it's okay. That's all we want to show you. It's okay to be you. Got it? So, Janika, I'm glad I'm being an example. Right? I just try to walk it like I talk it. Right? Just try to live it, you know? Yeah, I like hip hop too, and gospel, and jazz, and reggaeton. I went to a reggaeton concert here. Bro, we get cheated in America. These concerts we paying for in America, they ain't got nothing on these Latin American concerts. I'm serious, like, holy smokes. Who been to a concert recently? This is the end of the meeting. Hey, this meeting's over. Good, but y'all stay here. I'm just going to end the meeting, right? Because we're going to talk about